The number of coronavirus cases have risen to 110, with Uttarakhand now recording its first case. And among all the states, Maharashtra records the highest number with 32 cases of coronavirus. India has intensified its fight against the pandemic by tripling its testing facilities. So important updates coming in on coronavirus. Remember, we are looking at it also from the perspective of public awareness about issues like social distancing and personal hygiene, which are two most important pillars. The onus is on each one of us to take those preventive measures, even as the government steps up measures. Employees at many offices from today have been advised to work from home, this to keep them away from crowded places and avoid the use of public transport as states fight to curb the spread of the virus. Santia, Gora from Mumbai and Alok Singh from Noida joining us with fresh updates. So Santia, again, coming to you first, Maharashtra with the highest number of cases. The number of cases are 32 now. So questions are going to be raised on whether the government did enough in the initial stages to curb the numbers. The onus is on government, but then the onus is also on certain private enterprises. There's a public-private cooperation, participation, which is inevitable at this stage. What are you picking up on the steps taken by the corporate sector, for instance, in terms of allowing employees to work from home?
See, Afrida, one thing which is established so far, that social distancing is something which is going to help, and for that steps are being taken, of course, as far as Maharashtra is concerned. Maharashtra government has ordered that all the malls, gyms, shopping centers, theatres, in fact some schools as well, are going to remain shut till 31st of March. But as far as the private sector is concerned, so there are some corporate houses which have given the facility of work from home to its employees, but unfortunately, not all of them have that facility. So right now I am present in Mumbai's Malad area, a corporate hub called Mindspace, where there are IT companies, where there are call centers. Now, those who are from departments like HR, marketing, those people still are getting the facility of work from home. But as far as employees who are into customer service, they are not getting it. Specifically those who attend calls at call centers, also those who attend walk-in customers at different outlets, whether it's telephone operators, whether it's other service providers, they are not getting that facility. And so this is the situation here. You can still see some people around. Of course, the number of crowd, that has of course dropped. That's what the people, at least the street vendors here, the street food vendors here have told us that how that number has dropped. But as far as complete work from home thing is concerned, social distancing, for the purpose of social distancing, that of course is not applicable for, of course, all the employees. Now let's try and speak to people who deal with this crowd. Sir, आपसे एक बात अगर आप क्या करते हैं?
मैं यहाँ पे वड़ा पाव का धंधा करता हूँ।
अच्छा, मुझे एक बात बताएं कि कुछ लोग वगैरह आने कम हुए हैं जो पहले यहाँ पे काम करने के लिए आते थे?
नहीं, थोड़े बहुत ज़्यादा।
जो यहाँ पे ऑर्डर वगैरह करते थे वड़ा पाव आपके पास?
नहीं, ज़्यादा नहीं।
ज़्यादा कुछ कमी नहीं आई है। ये जो वर्क फ्रॉम होम बोल रहे हैं, उसका आपके काम पे, मतलब घर से काम करने के लोगों को बोला गया, आपके उस पे आपको असर नजर नहीं आ रहा?
नहीं आ रहा, बिल्कुल।
So as you heard that he said there is not a significant drop as far as the number of people who come here are concerned. Now this is the crowd. Let me try and speak to some more people. Sir, आप चाय की टपरी लगाते हैं यहाँ पे, कुछ लोग आने कम हुए हैं क्या? ऐसा कुछ हुआ है?
हुआ है।
बहुत ज्यादा कि थोड़ा बहुत?
हुआ है, थोड़ा बहुत।
थोड़ा बहुत हुआ है। कुछ समझा सकते हैं कितना प्रतिशत, कितना टके, परसेंटेज वाइज? अच्छा। So he also told us that some drop is there. Sorry. How significant that is something which as of now he is not able to tell. आपके लिए work from home facility नहीं है अब तक?
No, not yet.
Not yet. What do you do?
I work for First Source.
Okay, so that's a call center, I believe.
Call center, yeah.
Any other department in your organization is getting that facility?
We're not updated yet, but maybe we might get the update.
Okay, but
yeah.
you as of now don't have that. So you're coming to work here. Of course, I'm sure you're reading about coronavirus. You're watching this. So aren't you? I'm not scared is the word, but aren't you cautious? Aren't you trying to distance yourself, like at least from other people?
Obviously, to take precaution, I want to take precaution. I've got my bike over there, I've got my mask and all over there.
Okay.
I just came to eat around there.
Okay, so
Yeah.
you're trying to take preventions on your own, this thing. That's a good thing, of course. So as you heard, the gentleman here, he doesn't have a facility to work from home, but he's taking precautions at his own end. and that's what many people are doing, because work from home is that facility, Afrida, not everybody is getting right now.
Absolutely. I will bring in Alok as well now. Alok, so this is the important stage for the country at large, where we are looking at enforcing certain level of social distancing to whatever extent possible. In terms of the national capital, what are the steps that you see? The Delhi government has announced it an epidemic, but the measures that have been taken so far, how effective are they? Because the numbers stand at 7, I believe, 2 discharged. So some amount of relief for those who are wondering whether they can recover from it. There are the figures in Delhi indicate that there are people who have also recovered from the virus. But over to you for the latest ground situation.
Yes, Frida, absolutely. In fact, if you talk about Delhi and NCR and in all these regions, the administration has taken the preventive measures so that the virus could not be spread among the people. In fact, the social gathering has also been, in fact, prohibited in these places, and that is also affecting the offices. If you talk about that, several offices have been asked that the office staff have been asked to work from home. And in fact, I am just reporting from one of the corporate offices in the sector 62, and here you can see these are the security guards who are doing the regular checks to the people who are coming inside. Here you can see my camera person Sanjeev will show you that these guards are here, and with the gun, with the temperature gun in their hands, they are also in fact just noting down the temperature of those people who are going inside, so that if they are not affected by any kind of diseases or something like that. So these are the things this way, that here you can see that this way they are doing the checks of the people who are coming inside. Apart from that, those staff who are inside, they are also being checked. But if we talk about the number of the staff has also been decreased. The staff, many people have been asked to work from home. However, the some staff as today also coming. You can see my camera person is showing you these staff. These are the staff members who are going inside to work at the office. Sir, कुछ कम हुआ है लोगों का और ऑफिस में आप लोगों के यहाँ बोला गया है स्टाफ को कि घर से ही काम कीजिए?
हाँ जी, वर्क फ्रॉम होम काफ़ी स्टाफ्स वर्क फ्रॉम होम कर रहे हैं, और यहाँ पर सभी की चेकिंग से हर पॉइंट्स पर, उसके बाद ही कंपनी में एंट्री होती है उनकी, और सैनिटाइजर लगा रखा है सभी। यस यस यस, सभी पॉइंट्स पे, और वहाँ बहुत ही चेकिंग है और बहुत अच्छे से काम किया जा रहा है। उसके बाद अंदर लिया जा रहा है।
तो जो स्टाफ था वो, मतलब अगर हम कहें पिछले 2-4 दिनों में कुछ कम हो गया है आना?
यस यस यस।
और जो लोग आ रहे हैं उनको अभी क्या, मतलब वो आते रहेंगे या उनको भी बोला गया है कि धीमे धीमे करके?
आगे का मैं कुछ कह नहीं सकता, क्योंकि मैं सिक्योरिटी पर्सन स्टाफ हूँ। जो मुझे आदेश मिलेंगे वो उसका आगे ऐसा होगा।
This is a security staff member who was telling us about the exact picture, ground reality of this particular corporate office. But definitely this is the same scene at all over in the national capital and also the NCR region where these corporate offices are located. Some staff have already coming, but majority of staff are working from their homes. Back to you.
All right, Alok and Santia, thanks for joining us and for giving us your respective inputs. This will take, of course, a collaborative effort. It's not just about maintaining personal hygiene or social distancing, but a combination of all of this together as a community can help. We will also bring you updates on how schools and educational institutions are coping with this. Of course, the announcements have been made across several states for a complete shutdown of regular classes for the month of March due to the coronavirus. But in several states, some schools have decided to carry on with the board exams as per schedule, since those decisions again are being taken centrally, for instance, by the CBSE board. But several schools are allowing board exams. Regular classes suspended. Neha Hebbale joining us with more inputs. Neha, you're looking at this aspect of how educational institutions are being shut. So give us an understanding at the moment of how students, teachers, parents are coping with the situation. Are they choosing to stay indoors?
Well, Afrida, of course, at this point, more of a choice, it's almost a mandate, because the government order, over here in Karnataka says that, at least for the next 1 week, all schools and colleges will have to remain shut. We're standing here at, of course, St. Patrick's High School in, Bengaluru, a school that sees, of course, children of various classes, ideally coming out and attending school. A very, of course, lively atmosphere that's generally, witnessed over here. You have children coming out to use the playground, you have children attending their classes, but of course, now Now, keeping in mind the fact that, the coronavirus scare has in fact urged the government of Karnataka to ensure that schools remain shut for the next, at least couple of days, and the exams also being postponed, it is of course going to be, we'll have to of course wait and see as to how this progresses forward. How is this now, of course, affecting the schools? How is this affecting the colleges? Well, to tell us a little bit, more, of course, and give us an insight into exactly how, this is actually going to be affecting the academic year, I have with me the headmistress of the school right now. Ma'am, I'd like to first of all, ask you, so of course this is a precautionary measure that the government of Karnataka, has put in place, but how is this, of course, going to affect be it the classes or be it the academic year, the exams?
Okay, we've come to the fag end of the year, and actually it was the time of the examinations, so I don't think it should have any kind of an impact, negative impact on the child. Anyway, I bet the children will be quite happy with the mass promotion. But we are missing the students because we were used to having them in the campus till April 10th. Okay, so that is one. But when we look at the child's health issues, I think the safety of the child's child is more important for us. So we are quite happy with the decision taken by the government. Safety of the future citizens is very important, right? So
all right. Thank you, ma'am. Well, of course, there you have it. Yes, most schools actually saying that, better be safe than sorry, which is why, of course, to ensure that the virus is curtailed, that there's no spread of, the infection, all schools will continue to remain shut and exams will, in fact, be postponed. Back to you.
Right, Neha, thanks for joining us with your inputs. I want to also now go across to my colleague Apurva, who's joining us from the Delhi newsroom, she has data for us with regards to the decisions taken when it comes to educational institutions. Apurva, good morning. Take us through the breakup of the states and which are the ones that have really decided now to shut schools across board because, of course, like we just heard, health and safety of the children are paramount.
Absolutely, Afrida. We are looking at a lot of precautions being taken by almost every state to prevent the spread of coronavirus, particularly to ensure that educational institutions are not affected. And in this regard, we're looking at several of the state governments taking a decision to shut the schools, but importantly, the exams are still on. So we're showing you the graphics of the different states there. For example, there's Gujarat, Madhya Pradesh, Rajasthan, Telangana, Chhattisgarh, national capital. All these states, there are schools that have been shut because the respective state governments have declared that the schools will remain shut till the end of this month. However, there are exams that are still on. The CBSE exams is still going on. And as you pointed out, it is the central agency which has to take a call on that. Meanwhile, we're also going to be looking at some other states right now, which has taken a decision to shut the schools as well as postpone the exams as well. So that is important because right now there are also questions being raised on whether this is an effective measure considering the exams are still on. So those are the two states where, remember, the schools have also remained shut. Meanwhile, the exams have also been cancelled. So Assam is one of the states which has shut the schools as well as cancelled the examination. Karnataka and Kerala are two other states. Now, Kerala particularly is important because we've seen a large number of cases also coming in from Kerala. So in the wake of the kind of cases that have come in, the government in Kerala has taken a step to not only shut the schools but also cancel the exams right now. So these are some of the updates that are coming in, while there are concerns right now also being raised on whether the exams should also be cancelled at this point, because there are several of the states where currently exams are still on, Afrida.
Yes, and especially the board exams. So, the CBSE board exams are still on. And so across states, some states have decided to keep the centers open for that, as we understand it. Thanks for joining us, Apurva. Fourth batch of Indians have returned from Iran. This includes 53 Indians, 52 students and 1 teacher. They have been evacuated from Tehran and Shiraz. Total Indians evacuated so far from Iran stands at 389. All right, so this is again positive news coming in for those wanting to know what is the status of Indians abroad. Well, India has made huge effort to evacuate stranded Indian nationals. This is the 4th batch of Indian nationals that we are talking about that have returned back to the country. This batch of Indian nationals coming back from Iran, it includes 53 Indians, 52 of them are students and 1 teacher. They have been evacuated from Tehran and Shiraz. They are also, we are also getting information that they are going to be kept in quarantined conditions. in one of the armed forces camps in the national capital. The total Indians evacuated so far from Iran stands at 389.